All right, so now we're gonna start our halibut dish. So this is the pan-seared halibut dish that we have on the preemie section of the menu. And we're gonna start by cooking the fish. The fish takes about 10 minutes in the oven, give or take. We are gonna start it in this pan here. I've got this pan getting hot already. First thing we're gonna do is we're gonna add a little bit of oil to that hot pan. You can see it is smoking hot. It's important that that pan is smoking hot. I got it down on medium heat because I have had the pan preheating for a couple of minutes. Now we're gonna come over here to our fish. Now, a couple of options here. I don't really like wasting gloves, and I don't really like washing my hands every time I touch a piece of fish. You're welcome to use your hands. I prefer to use a pair of tongs. As long as you're careful to not tear the fish when you grab the tongue, it usually works pretty good. So the fish is down here. We've got our halibut pieces. We're gonna reach in here. We're gonna grab us a piece of halibut here. Grab this guy. Now we've got our halibut. I put it on like a lid, because then I can reuse this lid. I can put it down low. If you have a plate or anything you want to use is fine, but it is best to have it in something like this. So we're gonna come over here to the salt and pepper. We'll reach in, and we're gonna salt and pepper both sides. We want to be fairly generous, much like we would be with a steak. A little salt, a little pepper. We are gonna salt and pepper the skin side as well. We do serve the skin of this fish to our guests, so we want to make sure it's seasoned well. So there we go. Next thing we're going to do is our very hot pan we have here. We're going to go skin side down. Be very careful dropping it in. It is hot. You don't want to splash yourself. There we go. Now, as you can see, I've got my little lid here. Now, in the middle of service, I'm going to have to do this again. So I'm going to go ahead and save this lid. I'll just stick it right on top of the fish. It sits right there. It's ready for the next time I need to make a piece. Of course, you could also start with a fresh one every time, or whatever method you want, but I think this is the easiest and quickest method to just keep reusing the same thing, unless it's smelling weird or getting gross or old. Don't use it if it's old or gross, of course. So, here we have a piece of fish. We're just going to hang out. We're going to watch it sear before we cut the video. This won't take long. You do want to have a nice smoke going on. You want to have a nice sear. You should be able to hear it. You should be able to see the smokiness going on around it. What we're trying to do is get that skin crispy. We want to have a crispy skin on this fish. We don't want to burn it, but we also want to get some good dark color on it too. So, and if you don't start with a hot pan, the skin will stick to the bottom of the pan, and when you flip it, the skin will not flip with the fish. You'll end up with skin stuck on the pan and a piece of fish with no skin, which is not what we're going for here. So, as you can see, I think we're just about there. I'm actually just going to check it. So you can see we've got a nice sear there, right? Perfect. So now what we do there is we just give it a flip, just like that, so the skin side is facing up. Then we're going to put this whole thing straight away in the oven. No searing on the other side. It's going to sear while it's in the oven. So we'll drop that in there like that. And this is going to take about 8 minutes or so to get fully cooked. Obviously, a thinner piece is going to take a little less time. A thicker piece might take a little bit more time. We're looking for a medium well, roughly 145 degrees, 150 degrees in the center. We don't want to serve it more rare than that, and we certainly don't want to serve it overcooked. Halibut is very susceptible to drying out, and we will get complaints if we start serving overcooked fish, so make sure that your fish is cooked properly. So I do set timers when I make fish, particularly halibut, and then now if I were in the middle of a busy service, I could move on to doing other things while my fish is cooking in the oven with a timer. And then we will cut this video and come back. All right, here we're back with the halibut dish, and we've got the halibut in the oven. It's almost ready, but we're gonna go ahead and start our vegetables for the halibut plate. So first thing we're gonna do is take a little bit of our olive oil blend, put it in the pan like so. We'll walk this over here. It's gonna be about anywhere from 3 to 5 pieces of asparagus, depending on the size. They're average size, so I'm gonna do 4. And then we're gonna do about 5 or 6 pieces of carrot. I like to try to grab a couple of different colors. Don't do all orange or all purple or all yellow. Grab some of each. We're gonna stick that back on the stove. We're gonna let that kind of warm up, kind of on its own for just a couple of minutes, like that. A little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper. Okay. You see it starting to sizzle already. These vegetables are fully cooked. They will not take that long. We're really just warming them. So we do not want to do this too far in advance. We want to make sure we do this kind of as the process is ending, as the guests are ready for their food. So what I'm going to do now while that starts is I'm going to check on our fish and make sure we're where we need to be. Now I did use a timer on this. It did take about 8 to 10 minutes, and it is fully cooked. You can hear the sizzle. You can see that nice crust on the outside. Nice crust on this side. You see the bottom has a good crust as well. That's what you're aiming for. It's going to be moist on the inside, crispy on the outside. That's kind of what we're going for here. So, leave that right there. Give this just a moment to kind of get hot. Believe it or not, that is actually hot already. These will not take much longer to get warm. So the last step to good vegetables is putting one little tab of butter in there. Got that nice hot pan. We're going to throw that tab of butter in there at the last minute. Starting with olive oil, we're going to finish it with a little bit of butter flavor. Shouldn't take very long at all. A couple of moments to get that piece. Believe it or not, that tab of butter is going to help slow down the cooking and make sure we don't overcook our vegetables, just in case we have other things we need to plate up or we're juggling a lot of different items at once. This is going to help us keep things safe and keep things from getting too overcooked. So next step, we're going to come over here with our hot vegetables and we're going to begin plating up. You can see I'm putting my asparagus all facing the same direction, and they're going to go kind of toward about 10:30 on the plate there. And then we're going to take our carrots, we're going to lay them across like this. We're going to alternate colors like so. Go, laying across it like that. Next thing we're going to do is very carefully grab our piece of fish, lift it up, bring it over, set it right on top, just like that. See, we got little drips on the plate. We'll take care of that with a towel in a moment. Last step is to bring it over to the middle and across the camera. We're going to come over here like this. Next thing we're going to do is add our blanc sauce. The blanc sauce should be fully cooked and ready to go right here. We're going to do one full 2-ounce ladle right over the top. See, I made a little bit of a mess. That's okay. Go ahead and wipe it up. Like so. Then we're going to take one little flower and drop it down right there. Take maybe a little bit of these purple guys, and we'll lay it right across the top. And then maybe one more flower kind of sitting out of it like that. And then here we have the halibut plate.